Peace, 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 fam. How y'all doing? This is Oracle Deborah with the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturn Day. Since Saturn rules Saturday. Hope y'all had a good week. All is well. Had to get on the camera this morning. Um, Before I get started, please like, share, and subscribe for me. Help me get my channel out there. I'm finding that the my dinosaur laptop doesn't have the best audio, and fair enough. It's it's done me well over the years, and I will continue to use it. I bought this laptop a year ago, and I just never used it because all of my work was on my old laptop, which fairly enough, I need to make sure I have a recent backup so that in case, the updates, um, no longer work, I have, a full backup. But I love my dinosaur. I'm used to it. It's slow, but it's all good. However, for these videos, it is clear I have to use the new laptop. Okay. It's nothing worse than hearing that shoddy audio and knowing that people are frustrated, like, "Ugh, I'm not listening to this." I get it. But there's good content out there already. So if you could stomach the poor audio, please go check it out. But moving forward, we will use the newer laptop. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. All right. A lot continues to go on. Okay. But I think what I'm getting right now is just stay grounded and stand on your square in terms of everything that's happening. There are shifts happening. There's transitions taking place. There's transformations taking place. There are quite a few people not just lamenting over this election, but they are in staunch denial over the results. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I knew the lamenting was bad. And at first, I didn't realize it was that bad. I just thought it was the normal, yada, yada, yada. But the lamentations are really bad. And so is the denial. So yeah, I don't know. This has just been an interesting um, situation to watch play out. As for me, I have decided to go red, all red, for now at least. At least I'll test the waters. If I don't like the atmosphere, I'll go back to green, but I am officially never going back to blue. We're done. And I know somebody say, why are you even invested in this, in the politics in this matrix or whatever? I get all that. I hear you. I appreciate that. Uh, my chart as an astrologer, politics, is part of my service. Um, I do community service. I serve the public in my work. Um, this is altruism at its finest in my chart. And the politics is no different because I am a humanitarian as well. And a lot of what takes place is taking place and done through policy. And I have to be able to serve, you know, our humans, where policy is affecting them and me. I'm here serving me, first and foremost. It wasn't like that in the past. I was trained to serve others only. And I had to, over a lifetime of conditioning and all of that, I had to flip that and make sure that I'm serving myself and in turn that I am serving humanity. Now, technically, I always knew that, but it got lost. The message got lost. The purpose or the path. I'll say the path got lost. And boy, did it get lost. It got lost. But the beautiful thing is, even when you're lost, even when you're on some sort of life support, spiritual life support, if you will, the universe always finds a way for messages to get through, and you always end up being where you're supposed to be, in the first place, or in the end, however you want to look at that. So I think that's also a part of my transformation because what I just said is a faith message. Like, have faith in what's taking place in your life because just know you will always end up where you're supposed to be. That's a faith message. And so, yes, I have definitely come a long way in the faith category as well. I've done a lot of shadow work. I had to. I had no other choice. I had no other choice. So I'm coming out on the other side. I've been saying that for a year, like I'm in a new cycle. I'm in a new cycle. And it seemed like the cycle was getting worse. And especially after I had my car accident in June 6th, on a new moon in Gemini, I had a car accident. I almost took myself out. And people are like, how in the world did you walk away from that? Being hit by a tractor trailer. I think they call them a 2x4s, or not a 2x4s, but whatever they call it. A tractor trailer, an 18-wheeler. What? And I walked away and drove myself home. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm still here. And this is also October marked 20-year anniversary, cancer free. They caught cancer when I was at a pretty young age, 38, colon cancer. They don't even check your colon. At that time, they didn't even check your colon until you were 50, 55 years old. They were like, please, lady, go home and eat some fiber. And I was like, no, you're actually going to give me this colonoscopy. I made them do it. I stood in that doctor's office and stood on my square and looked them directly in the eyes and said, you are going to do this. I yeah, I don't care about what you say about the fiber. You're going to give me this colonoscopy, period. And then 18 years later, I only just found out, 18 years after that the specialist called my new doctor. He said, what are you doing? He said, what are you doing? Why are you asking me to give this woman a colonoscopy? She doesn't need a colonoscopy. And my doctor said, I just got a feeling. Just do it. Just do it. I just have the feeling about this one. None of them at the end, none of them were for my highest and best good. But the universe used that my primary care doctor to tap into a spiritual realm or an intuition and a knowing where he stood on his square and said, you know what, just do it. I think it was like just to satisfy my own curiosity. There's something there. And sure enough, it was something there. A freaking tumor the size of a golf ball growing silently on the opposite side of where I was having my pain. What? And when the specialist did the colonoscopy, and believe it or not, I was up and watching that wand go through my colon. You're supposed to be out like a light. I was not. I was up and watching and monitoring because I was like, no lies will be told. I need to know this for myself. And when he said, wait, go back, go back, go back. Okay, get this, get that. I knew he found something. And that's when I went off to sleep. That's when I went out. But I didn't go out. until I knew that for myself, either something was wrong or something was okay. And surely before he went back, he said, see, I told you. That, he caught himself. He was like, he said to his assistant, see, I told you, I knew there was, wait, go back, go back, go back. That's exactly how that went. How do I know that? When they put that solution in your arms for you to go out, I was up and I heard it all. So anyway, 20-year anniversary. For them, that was miracle number one. The car accident this year was miracle number two. And here I am doing podcasts. Definitely a miracle because my confidence was shot. And not over the cancer, or my confidence was just shot. I had work to do. I had more work to do, more transformations to go through. And yeah, my confidence was shot. And I think a part of my confidence has never quite been developed. Let's put it that way, to keep it a buck, as they say. It's never quite developed. So, you know, in truest form, the universe gives me my message all but a week or so ago, stating that for the new moon in Scorpio, that my confidence will be healed. And it's not like I didn't have any confidence. As a matter of fact, I had an abundance of confidence, just threw people off. But there was an area in my life where the confidence needed to be healed. And I won't even say developed. I think it was developed, but it was broken. My confidence was broken, from as a young girl. It was just broken, and it never healed. But it got healed during the new moon of Scorpio. Shout out to the new moon of Scorpio. That was a great transit for me. Okay, so moving on. Getting back to the election. And I know I'm digressing, so bear with me here. Uh, and eventually, by the way, eventually I will go back, put timestamps in so you guys can, because I do that for other people. And because I figured they, put in so much work and put their videos out there, but as a viewer, I mean, I don't want to watch all of everything in a video, and I know you don't want to watch all of everything in a video. So eventually, I will start time stamping, and when I grow enough, and I get some moderators, my moderators can help me timestamp. So shout out to my future moderators. Okay, all right. Getting back to the election, yes, there is lamentations going on. I'm getting used to that, but it's the delusion that has me saying, "Wait, what?" I put out a video. I haven't uploaded it yet. I will upload it. I did a video last night and I talked about, because I was in a state of shock. I think I was in a state of shock. And then a part of me was, oh my God, like there is more deception out there than I thought. Like the deception runs deep, you know? And I did a quick shorts, a short video on that. And then I did a longer one last night about the spiritual community, the tarot community, the women in these communities, women of color, some of them Black women, but I don't know. I think there are a lot of them that are women of color who have been cosplaying as Black and having this voice in the Black community when all along their allegiance were in their own community, like who are against Black Americans. I was like, yikes. And they are them. It's interesting because if you put aside all your desires to have a woman president, if you put aside all your desires to have a woman of color as a president of the United States, not a Black American woman, right? But a woman of color, because that's who she is, a woman of color. All right. She is a mixed race Indian woman, quote unquote. Sunny Hostin said it herself. Miss Queen Lamenter herself said it. All right. And now other people want to double back and say she's black. No, Sunny got it right. All right. She lied and tried to force feed us black. And then when DT won, she came she came back in all of her lamentations and spoke the truth. Okay, which was Harris is a mixed race Indian woman, mixed with Irish. Okay. And she didn't mention Irish, she just said a mixed race Indian. And that is absolutely correct. I accept that. I know that to be true. Everybody knows it to be true. But the point is despite someone feeling like this was the creme de la creme for women, like we will finally get our freedom, we will finally have our place in this world. Listen, your place in the world starts with you. You are responsible for your own freedom. And I know this sounds weird, right? Coming from a Black American woman, an FBA, and all the racism that we go through and experience. And we not only get racism, if you're heavy set, then there's that issue, there's that, prejudice and, just all kinds of prejudices, right, that we deal with on top of being who we are. Let me see if I can remember where I left off. Um, but yeah, like if you put aside just the fact that, there's a woman of color that America has chosen. The Black community has come to terms with it will not be one of us, you know, right now, and I think America has always been, we'll go with a white woman, and then maybe we'll go with a mulatto, a half white woman. Then maybe we'll go with some other, you know. So the fact that they're like, we're going with a mixed woman, she's Indian, she's not black, but she's brown, and that's close enough. If you put aside all of that, has anyone just like totally ignored the fact that she was not versed to do this job? She she avoided interviews. And when she did interviews, she fumbled the interviews. There was a high level of incompetence there. When she was supposed to distance herself from Biden, the mess we're living in now, she didn't do it. The word salads. I mean, who even came up with that? Who coined that phrase? Who even came up with that phrase? And then one of her pundits said, word salad city. Hakeem Van Jones said, I'm sick of word salad. Like, these are the people in her corner who who finally had to come out and say this. So, they're like on a bigger scale, she came in at 100, just over 100 days, and she accomplished all of that. She had a lot of help. Okay, but she didn't do it by herself. She had a lot of help, right? So basically, the machine came behind her, but she wasn't able to deliver. And now they're talking about why she wasn't able to deliver, yada, yada, yada. But maybe, if she had a year to prepare, she might have done better. Maybe, maybe. But how do you put somebody in there with just over 100 days left to go before an election and they're not ready? They had much stronger candidates that could have stepped in. Why her? If they really wanted to win this race, why her? You really could not have wanted to win this race if you put her in that spot in that short a period of time and think she was going to pull it off, that was arrogance. That was stone cold arrogance. So, denial. And I mean, I'm almost speechless to watch a tarot reader of color because I can't call these women black anymore. I don't know who's black and I don't know who's mixed race with another culture. I don't know anymore because a lot of them are actually coming out of the closet and saying, well, actually, I am part Caribbean. Oh, I'm part this, I'm part that, and blah, blah, blah. And I know you all are saying, you're all black. No, it doesn't work that way. If it did, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. And at least it wasn't supposed to work that way back in the 50s, 60s, 70s when my people, my ancestors, my elders, my parents fought to open the borders to allow people from people from the diaspora into this country so that we can build our numbers so that we would not be in the situation we're in. But we continue to be, we FBAs continue to be in this situation because they brought them over here, they gave them some money, or they brainwashed them, or threatened them, or they gave them free education for the loyalty or whatever, money, free education, housing, or a threat to be deported to get to go against us. And that's why FBAs are in the position we're in now. So it's not just a matter of saying y'all all black. It's not like that. It would be nice if it were, but it's not. It's not. Okay. So it is what it is. Um, so yeah, this is pretty much where we are. And what I was saying was, these women of color who are in spirituality and tarot, they're outing themselves. They're coming out. This election has forced them to come out the closet themselves. I said that on my podcast last night, which I will upload. And ooh, Pluto and Capricorn mixed with a little Pluto in upcoming Aquarius. Truths cannot be held back. It's like, it's like you have it's like trying to hold back when you have to vomit or trying to sneeze when there's no way to control it. It just has to come out. Their truths have to come out. Their loyalties have to come out. They can't hold it back. They have to say it. They have to reveal it. It's just like that. So I questioned one of them this morning. I don't know who this woman is. I had never seen her, and I don't even know why she showed up in my feed. She showed up in my feed, and she said, "Okay, let's talk about it. I've lamented this. Let's talk about what's going on, how we got it wrong." Those were her words, how we got it wrong. And she pulled cards and she said, well, actually, we didn't get it wrong. Kamala's coming back. She's going to be on top. I was like, what? So I went in the comments. I was like, listen, these are questions I'm just asking, but if you got it, first of all, how could all of y'all get it wrong? All of y'all have different spirit guides. So how could all of your spirit guides get it wrong? Could it be this was your inner desire that overrode the messages? Could that be the case? And if that's the case, then how can we trust your messages moving forward? How do we know what is really inside of you is what's really coming out and not from your guides, your inner desires? And you're calling it these are the messages from my guides. This is where spirituality is like, no, thank you. Thumbs down. They get two thumbs down. And the woman came and I said, I checked with myself and I didn't get her winning. I got him winning. She said, we weren't wrong. That was her reply. You you lost the election, you lamented, you came back and said, how did we get it wrong? And now you say we didn't get it wrong because the car is today. Say he will never, or she will come back, or what? It's witchcraft, and not good witchcraft, you know? And even when she started pulling the cards and made some comment about she'll turn somebody into a chicken if they come after her. What? This is the tarot community that I left when I was on Clubhouse. I got far and away from those folks talking about putting hexes on people and all kinds of stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not associating myself with anybody like that. I see tarot from a whole nother higher perspective than that. And when you get steeped in it like that, where you're like, I'm gonna turn you into a chicken, I'm gonna put hex on you. No wonder my son was like, are you sure you know what you're doing? Because that's witchcraft. That what they're doing is witchcraft. That what they're putting out to you is witchcraft. The message they're giving you is witchcraft. And it might be hit and miss. Some might say, every time I listen to you, it comes, to fruition or whatever. I have a tarot reader that I listen to all the time. And sure enough, every time he would do a read for my sign, it would be on point. But I'm getting to the point now where it's like, I've evolved, so it doesn't apply to me as much. So while I enjoy his reads, they're so hilarious and they're entertaining. And he puts a thing up there that says for entertainment purposes, only. Like, don't take this stuff too seriously, you know? So yeah. I mean, for me, it helps me when I'm in a place where things are getting a little muddled and I want to get some clarity on something. That's when I do it. And that same purity that I apply to myself, if someone outside of me is like, hey, can you do a read for me? That's the same purity that I send to them. But I also tell them to check your intuition because there's always a chance that our ego is going to trickle in there somehow, some way. So even when I do my own way, I have to test it. I have to test it. I don't have that kind of confidence because I think I just don't have that kind of confidence, you know, to know that my ego won't trickle in there. It just does. I think it's just human. And that's a good thing, you know. So, FBA, you know, to my sisters who understood that this election had to go the way that it went, thank you. To my brothers who have been standing on your square and just have become unapologetic. This is my square, and this is where I'm standing. Thank you. And I thank myself for trusting myself, for standing on my own square. You know, and there's been no yes, there were ballots in terms of this election. There were ballots that they found burned and this and that. I don't know how they worked that part out. But he won a popular vote by what, 5 million? Were there 5 million ballots that would have just all gone in her favor? And were they for her? They could have been for him. So that means his numbers could go up. I mean, we're going to be technical about this thing. You feel me? So, yeah, yeah, I don't know. But I've gone red. If I get into that circle and, it is as I used to fear when I was younger, then, you know, I will exit stage right or left. You know, the universe will tell me. My guys are there for my day to day, and for my overall well being. But I refer to the universe for everything. I have a deep love for the universe, very deep, very genuine. You know, it's very pure, and it gives me a great deal of peace knowing I have this, connection and that I am connected to the universe. I get a lot of peace out of that. So, what else? Um, it's kind of hard when I do these, you know, when I'm not at my table, my desk, because at least I write notes so that I don't forget what are, you know, messages or points I want to say. Oh, key one, key. This is the most important one. All right. Wow, I went through a whole word salad. I went through a whole word salad. Whew. Okay, I'm getting a little my booty getting a little tired. Okay. Great message. I mentioned on my podcast last night that I was going through a transformation this weekend. I did. I had actually pulled a card for me, speaking of tarot. I pulled this transformation card for myself. It's from the Good Tarot deck. And this particular transformation card is the Scorpio card, if I'm not mistaken. At least it should be the Scorpio card, which is the death card. So something is dying. Now, the fact that I've gone through all these rebirths and I've done shadow work and gone through new cycles and come out, it's just been evolution, basically. There was a time I get a card like that and I was like, ugh, I was shivering basically. Because I was like, what bad thing is going to happen, which is part of the faith and transformation that I need to go through in shadow work. And I've learned to embrace all these cards, even the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Swords cards in general, I've learned to embrace them. Another card I would get, and I'd just be like, ugh, would be the Five of Cups. I'd be like, ugh. And the Five of Earth, and I'd just be like, ugh, you know. And now, I just see it differently. So basically, the transformation was like this. When I got those cards, maybe I was projecting too, right? See, all this is evolution. Maybe I was projecting, okay, something bad's not because just like since I get my footing, you know, Pluto has been in my sign essentially for the past, or has been affecting my sign for the past 20 or more years. Because when it was in Sagittarius, that was when, the Cancer almost took me out. And when it was in Sagittarius was when I separated from my husband and I became a single parent and divorced. Sorry, guys. Oh, something's in my eye. I don't know if it's dryness or what, but it's making my eyes look tired. Maybe I'm in the screen too long. All right, I got to get done. So many years for, I don't know, 10, 15 years or so that Pluto was in Sagittarius, then it moved directly into Capricorn, which meant it has been in my first and second house, just you know, tearing ish up, just tearing everything up. My identity, my money, everything. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. Um, so the transformation. But now I'm getting these cards and it's different. So the transformation before was it was shadow work, things had to die, it was resistance, I needed to surrender. You feel the heaviness in that? Whereas now the transformation beautifully today is about a video I came across, the universe sent my way, KRS1 put out years ago, How to Build Wealth. And I thought, hmm, okay, sure, I'll watch it. I probably would have let it go because I've come to, um, I've come to terms with things that have been going on with, my second house, wealth and money and all this other stuff. I'm still here. I'm still in my house. I'm still basically living my lifestyle. A little bit of a watered down from before, but essentially I'm still here. But I thought, okay, let me listen to it. And the message was amazing. The message was so amazing. It was something um, I had looked into, but not in this way. I have heard this message and perceived this message, but it didn't quite take the effect that it's taking with me today. Or maybe all the work that I have been doing around this topic, right, um, is coming to fruition in a very beautiful way. Or what it's making me do is commit to, yes, like it have faith in it, in the process. Either way, it's just an incredibly beautiful message. I have to let you hear it for yourself. I am a fan of KRS1. Um, he's human like the rest of us. He's made some mistakes, but mostly I love the guy. And the person who introduced me to him many, many decades ago, I wasn't in that place where I could even begin to listen to him because at that time, rap had gone so dark that I didn't want anything almost to do with rap. Where everybody is now about not just about the music industry, basically, is where I was decades ago. But the thing is, I filtered out all the good in it. And then the good came back when I was ready. So, and it was always there. It just got reintroduced to me when I was ready. Okay. So I hope I'm not being negative. This is not me being negative at all. This is actually very positive. This is me trying to process the information that came through. All right. So without further ado, I am going to share. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen and I want to click on that. I hope I'm doing this right. Maybe I'm not doing it right. All right, let me see. Share. Okay, yeah, I got it. And yes, I feel like I am kind of falling apart here with my head wrap. Um, yeah. So let's play Mr. KRS1, shall we?
Now says terrible word. A whack. Now, the guy who spit the rhyme and the guy who said he was whack are about to die. So here's the business model. This was used towel. This is a towel is like 1,000 of these towels. Take this towel right now and turn it into a small. I say this is just my towel. Sweat the towel. I stay home. Stay with my own. Anybody else would like to get down with this towel?
Okay, that, all right, let me do that. And let me stop share. All right. All right. Um, and I feel like my whole thing is just falling apart here. Was that not amazing? Let me see if I can, I need to, give me 1 second, fam. I know I stopped sharing. Oh, maybe you can't see what I see in the background. Maybe you're fine. Okay. Was that not amazing? I mean, we've heard these things before. We know these things. It was something about the way he put it. And maybe it's just a reminder of what we already knew. You know, this is the richness in the foundational Black American community is so rich. It's like black soil, just full of juiciness. And as we've got integrated, things get watered down, our thinking gets watered down. But I mean, people like KRS1, they're just, it just oozes out of them. And I love it. It was the best message. And that was that message for me. That message was my transformation for this weekend. Everything, even this head wrap has value to it. This sweater has value. These earrings have value. I am oozing with value. You are oozing with value. That's the difference with this card when you have not or are in the middle of doing your shadow work and when you've evolved. That's the difference. The message I would have gotten from this a year ago would have been, ouch, that hurt. You know, let me, I need to process this. I need to accept this. I need to deal with this. I need to write this. I need to put reminders in there. I need to work on this. That's the kind of thing that would have come up a year ago, or even 6 months ago, or even 3 months ago. But today, this message was, do you see your value? See your value. Compliment people. If you want out of poverty, compliment people. Compliment yourself. See value in others. See value. And stick with that person because that person is of value and you're standing next to them. That gives you value. That gives you validation. So contrary to the messages I heard growing up. And I even got some mail that came in when I picked up my mail yesterday. I don't know when it came in, but when I picked it up yesterday, has such, the typical negative energy attached to the message, written on a piece of paper. And I just said, I remember this trigger, but who would I be if I actually responded to this message? I would be the same old, just like them. So I chuckled. I felt the hurt and I chuckled a little more and I felt a little hurt and I chuckled a little more and I processed, how's this thing going to play out? Do I need to text this person? Mm-mm. Do I need to call that person? Mm-mm. Do I need to even explain myself? Mm-mm. So I felt the hurt. I acknowledged that I still hurt a little, but the bigger message was that I was like, I see my value. I know my value. And the biggest message I can give to them, to this person who sent it, was to not reply at all. There's going to come a time coming up when some things are going to change. And I think that changes as a result of my actions, my behavior, my decision. Oops, I'm losing power. Um, to not reply at all because I recognize my value. All right, I am actually going to have to plug in my device. You're seeing my vision board, but I don't want you to see a whole lot of that. I do need to plug in, but I am also going to end. Um, Give me 1 second, beloveds. Let me do this. Let me let's do that. There's some juice going on here. All right. I still need to go because I need to here we go. I need to get moving. I have about an excess of 5 pounds that my fault, but it was human nature, for sure, that I need to get off. And I also have some work to do. So, and this is work actually. This work that I'm doing with my podcast is for um, future, not long term future, but definitely at least 6 months, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, before maybe I'll see some fruits of my labor. So this is the long-term commitment that I'm having to put the work in now for. But I'm excited about it. Okay, here's a final message for you. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the video of KRS1. If you're not a fan of KRS1, I get it. I mean, listen, I'm really so open. This is mostly a non-judgment zone, Some things, I just think common sense just, I don't know. But for the most part, this is a no judgment zone. So I don't care if you're not a fan of KRS1. I love the guy, and all of his messages right now are probably all the messages that someone was trying to give me back then, and I wasn't ready for it. And I'm ready for it now. So I'm really happy about it. Um, so what was I going to say? So I'm glad I was able to share that message with you. And may your transformation, if you're even going through a transformation, if not, I'm not projecting on you. May it be as positive and delicious as that message was for me. Oh, it was something I was going to say to you. What? This is the downfall of not having your notes in front of you, seriously, and not writing them down. Um, okay, so that came and went. That came and went. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was going to say, and it was a pretty poignant message. So I did the card, did the video. We already talked about the election. That is what it is. Stand on your square. And yeah, I'm just gonna go and get moving because I have to get these pounds off and I have to get some work done. I think that's where I started at. I have to get some work done. So this is the long-term work. I have to do some short-term, get that money in the pocket type of work. And yeah, we're going to build wealth together. So I compliment you for your great taste in stopping by and listening to my video. And I thank you for all the compliments sent my way. I actually am going to do a better job when I go out into these social streets, these media streets, and compliment people even more, do more of that, shifting my mindset to be more complimentary than critical. I, you know, that's just the way, I kind of grew up and that's what I did. I mean, I still complimented people, but there was critical thinking going on there too. But I want to be more complimentary. And, in terms of his message is this is how we build wealth. This is how we create value around ourselves. We extend it to other people. And together is how we can build the wealth. It's not an island. I'm no more am I an island or a lone wolf. Those days are over. So thank you for standing by me. And I stand by you. As you can see, I'm losing my voice again. And yeah, that's it. So go out there and compliment, compliment, compliment. Lift up your brother and sister. Lift up yourself first. Then you will be able to lift up your brother and sister, your children, your parents, and not just keep it, in a circle. Like put it out there, your neighborhood, your community, your workplace. Okay, when you're on the road, when you're out and about, like, yo, cast that net really, really wide so that you can benefit from it. This is how we're going to build our wealth. I believe that message. I really do. And if it doesn't um, manifest in the way our filters are hoping that it will, trust me, it's going to manifest in other ways. There's a lot of different ways for wealth to be built and for types of wealth to come in. Lots of different ways. But it starts with a compliment and validation, building value. All right. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you so much. May your day be as bright as your most beautiful smile. Love you. Take care. Many blessings to you. Love and light, love and golden light to you. And have a beautiful, beautiful. Well, let me get back to my Lord. I'm losing. All right. Yeah. Have a beautiful, beautiful Saturn day. Peace.